So with the recent paid mods fiasco, people are starting to look at Valve in a completely different light. So I'm just gonna go through the different things that Valve definitely needs to improve for the future, otherwise they might end up like another Ubisoft or EA. Here's what they need to do. First of all, Valve needs transparency within the company and the community. Valve is a game company that is very famous for not telling anyone what they are doing until it gets very close to a certain project's completion. Back when Valve actually put something out frequently, this was not a problem. Sure, Valve would be silent for a little over a year, but then they would release a game soon after. The main problem arises back when Valve stopped putting out things. After that, the silence just seemed like nothing was gonna happen, and over time, people lost interest in the company and lost hope of ever getting a new game. This is what's happening right now, and to be honest, if Valve is not making a game right now, their behavior is kind of mean. The best thing for Valve to do right now is to update the community on things that they are doing through just many forms of social media that are available to them. Many other game companies are doing that right now, and many people appreciate the availability of information regarding the different things that the game companies are actually doing. I mean, most other game companies actually make games, and people expect them to make games. But Valve is such a special case that they could survive on not making a single game ever again. Steam is very, very profitable, and they really could just go on forever selling other people's games. So that's why it's the most disappointing that Valve does not tell anyone that they're actually working on anything. If Valve just wants to be a hardware company and a Steam-based company, let people know that. Unless a game is actually being worked on. And if it is, just say, hey, we're working on a game. That is enough for a lot of people to be able to stick with the company itself, because anything Valve puts out will be good, if not great. The problem is Valve just says absolutely nothing when it comes to what they're doing, and it seems like the company is just not doing a single thing. Next, Valve should very much find a new system to be able to report players for hacking, griefing, and other game-breaking things. A frequent problem that I'm starting to find a lot more is the prevalence of hacking in the big three multiplayer games, but mostly Team Fortress 2. There are certain ways that a player can hack the game to ruin all the fun, and absolutely no consequences will come as of the hacker. That was a great idea back when it was created, and it does a decent job on what it was programmed to do, except when it bans people for absolutely nothing with no way of reversing the ban. The real issue is that there is no real way to report players, and anything we have now is not handled by Valve much at all. A player in Team Fortress 2 could be heavy in a pub server where a minigun bullet will aimbot and shoot through walls. This happened to me on many streams, and there is nothing anybody can do. Valve needs to put in place a person-driven anti-cheat, anti-hack system where the player can report others for hacking and the situation can be taken care of in a timely manner. But as of now, there's nothing even close to a system like this with Valve. Valve doesn't really seem to care when it comes to anything related to the public servers. Funny thing is that they really only think Team Fortress 2 is a public game up until recently with matchmaking being announced. The ability to not be able to report other players and it completely being a server-driven system doesn't make any sense at all. It ruins the integrity of the game, and the players could be having a lot more fun if it wasn't for the few people that really think it's hilarious to just aimbot as a heavy. But this also leads right into my next point, which is Steam support. Probably the most famous thing that Valve just can't seem to do right is Steam support. And to be frank, Steam support is unacceptably bad. Most people have had to deal with Steam support before, and most know how little the service does to actually help, and I have a really great example why. I have a few gaming computers down in the Valve News Network headquarters, otherwise known as my parents' basement, but one of these computers is used by my brother Sean. Well, Sean had a Steam account on this computer that he used almost every day, had quite a few games, quite a large inventory in Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, among other things. The problem was, Sean was 11 at the time of this issue, and really didn't know what button you're supposed to click when downloading Minecraft texture packs, so he ended up filling this computer with viruses and malware. I just took the easy way out and reinstalled the operating system on the computer, and then reinstalled Steam right thereafter. But we were locked out of the account. Sean had forgotten the email that he had attached to the account, and of course he did. He set up the account when he was like 7. So I contacted Steam support to see if I could get the account back, and over a month of waiting, they told me nothing could be done. At all. Nothing. Zero. We had a lot of proof for the account, including old CD keys we registered to the account and receipts, and all they said were just sorry and left. Thanks, Steam support. You really deserve to be the butt end of this gigantic joke. The thing that sucks the most is that this could be completely, easily fixed. Honestly, the amount of money that Valve is making right now, they could really afford to at least have a phone number people could call in to get tickets quickly fixed. But no, all we have to do is submit a ticket in text and wait. Too bad nothing will actually happen after the month-long of waiting. One major issue with specifically Team Fortress 2 right now is the severely dying economy. Keys, as of writing right now, are getting close to hitting 20 refined, and it seems like there is no end in sight, and most importantly, Valve doesn't seem to care. It could be argued that Valve just doesn't want something like the man economy in Team Fortress 2, but you have to remember that Valve was the one that came up with the idea of an economy in the first place, and it should also be said that Valve makes an insane amount of money with all this virtual metal and haberdash. The problem that the economy is facing is not that complicated either, and it wouldn't take an economics major to figure it out. I have seen many great ideas for what Refined could be used for, such as the ability to craft items such as the Tour of Duty tickets, or even better, the ability to craft items with metal with a small chance of crafting an Australian derivative style weapon. There are many different things Valve could do here, and most people wouldn't be as upset about it if it at least seemed like Valve was trying to help. The problem is, Valve has done nothing to fix it, and it seems like it's gonna stay that way. But that was the major things I think that Valve needs to really work on fixing, otherwise they might end up like another one of those big name companies that just are there to make a lot of money. Keep in mind, this isn't me hating on Valve. I love Valve. That's why I'm telling them all the things that I think they should fix. Kind of like tough love or criticism that they should work on. Problem is, they probably won't. All these things will probably go on to be just other problems. There's always other problems. I don't know. Just as long as they keep doing sales and maybe make a game in the future, maybe, I don't know. But thank you for watching, guys. As you know, I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network. Why don't you go check out the link down in the description to my Twitch page. I stream every single day, and I take audience requests, totally like audience participation heavy stuff. It's awesome. Go check it out. My Twitch page down in the description, along with the second channel that I have, Valve News Extra, where all recorded streams and other Valve-related videos get uploaded all the time. Thanks for watching, guys. Adios.